integrity.
TJ Chapman, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Glad to finally get here.
Come on, man. You know, yes, sir, man. I appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you being here, man. Let's talk to him, man. You living or you surviving?
Totally living, brother.
Respect. Explain.
I mean, I'm enjoying life.
That's
I'm
right.
doing everything that I want to do and when I want to do it.
That's right. Respect.
You know, I've done so much in life where I was really trying to make sure I paid the bills, so I didn't get to live life, you know, and when I was younger, because I really didn't have the money to live.
Real.
You know, but now I try to enjoy every moment, and even when I'm working, I try to make sure that I always have a good time. Wherever I go, get out, see the sights, experience the culture, enjoy the food, meet the people.
That's right.
I mean, it's about living.
Respect, bro. Respect.
Welcome to the Integrity Response with your brother, CEO Khacki. Every individual sitting across from me doesn't believe in being typical, ordinary, or familiar. They're elite, meaning society's norms don't sit well with them. They believe in raising the bar for themselves, family, and for those they may never meet. From those in humble beginnings to those in the midst of greatness and legends who've paved the way. With a comedic edge, I will ask the questions that hold value, and I believe we'll gain insight to the real them. It's the Integrity Response.
Get into today's interview, I want to shout out our sponsor, Grand Moscato Wines, the official wine of the Integrity Response podcast. Look, it's 16%, but we created a link, $3 off, right below. If you want to purchase your own wine, $3 off your entire order. Use code The Integrity Response. We appreciate you. Back to the interview. Hey, let's talk to him, man. Before DJing, managing, entrepreneurship, at the age of 9, what did you want to be?
You know, I used to tell people that one day I was going to be famous.
Come on. That's right.
And I didn't know what I was going to be doing.
Gotcha.
But I would always tell them that one day you're going to see me on MTV.
Respect.
And you was going to know my name.
Real.
I didn't know what I was going to do or how I was going to do it, but I actually made it there.
Real. Come on. That's what's up.
So I spoke it into existence as a young man.
Who did you model after as a young man? Like, what did you see? Was it on TV, somebody that how did you have that? You know, not every kid has that. Where did you get that from early on?
I mean, really some of the movies.
Real.
You know, like, and that's how I decided I wanted to be a DJ. That's how I decided I wanted to be in the music industry from watching movies like Crust Groove and
Classic.
Beat Street and Breaking.
That's right.
You
Classic.
know, that was introduction into the hip hop.
Real. Kid from Panama City, Panama.
Mm-hmm.
Hopes and dreams, get in the music industry. From there, you moved early on to this is the Michigan, Ohio area.
Mm-hmm.
Where exactly?
Michigan, I lived in Utica. It's a suburb outside of Detroit.
Gotcha.
And in Ohio, I went to school in Canton, Ohio, where the Football Hall of Fame, NFL Football Hall of Fame is.
We spoke off camera regarding you saying, you know, it wasn't a lot of diversity where you were. How did that, you know, growing up, what did that do for you, strength-wise or weakness-wise? What did that do, not having a lot of diversity where you're from?
I mean, it's what I knew.
Real. So
you know,
only know what you know.
Yeah, like for the longest, I was the only black kid in the school, in my elementary school. And at most, during my whole elementary school years, there might have been 2 other blacks in the school at the same time. But they wanted to touch my hair. And,
right, gotcha.
You know, and they would laugh at how I talked. But then I'd have them laughing at how I talk. But then when I go see my family in the city, in Detroit, they would talk about me and laugh about me because I was so proper.
Gotcha. Wow. So from here, you know, any siblings?
I mean, I have 2 sisters, 2 stepsisters.
Okay, where do you fall?
I'm the oldest.
Still the oldest. Gotcha. So we spoke off camera about going, you know, in a sense, going from Florida back to Ohio.
Well, going from Michigan to Ohio. And when I went to Ohio, it was my first time experiencing going to school with predominantly black people.
Right.
And I remember my first day of school, I was scared. I pulled up, they dropped me off, and there was just a whole bunch of black kids just standing out front, and I hadn't been around that many blacks.
Wow.
And they was breakdancing. They had their breakdance boards out there in front of the school, and like the whole experience. And even when I went to homeroom, the black girls were just aggressive.
Gotcha.
I remember this one girl passed me a little note talking about, do you like me, yes or no? And I definitely didn't, because she didn't look likable. So I told her, ha, you funny.
Real.
The next day she asked me, hey, why don't you come spend the night at my house this weekend? This how y'all do it?
Right. Wow.
But I was a new guy, and I couldn't sound scared.
Right, absolutely.
So I was just like, come on, girl. Now our parents ain't gonna allow that.
Right, they ain't going for that.
And so I just played it off. Well, then she came back to school the next day. I asked my mom, and she said it was okay.
Wow. Cultural shift early on.
Yeah, now that was too much. I mean, there was a whole bunch of them on me, man, and it was aggressive as hell.
Wow. What type of kid were you? Like, what type, going into this new environment, how did that, make for a new TJ?
I mean, I had to learn how to be black.
Real. That's real, bro. What was your favorite subject in school? Love it.
Math, probably.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in your family that was, math whiz, anything like that you modeled behind?
No.
It was just math. That's how I am.
I'm a numbers guy. I've always been a numbers guy. Now the math helps me count money.
Absolutely. Come on now. Come on. You play any sports growing up?
I played basketball.
Gotcha.
And I played football.
Gotcha. You got some height on you. What was your position?
Forward.
Gotcha.
And tailback.
Gotcha. For sure. Which one, did your teachers, coaches make you choose one, or you was able to do both?
Well, I played basketball. That was my sport.
Gotcha.
Football, I played a little bit, but I played basketball from elementary, going to camp at University of Michigan every summer.
Real.
To junior high, to even high school, till I got hurt a little bit.
Gotcha. Is that where, because you picked up, this is DJing, this is roughly middle school, where you started DJing. Like, this was just a hobby, in a sense, at this time. Was that something you carried on through high school as well? I
mean, I started DJing when I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Florida to go to college, I didn't have my DJ equipment there the freshman year, but my sophomore year, I brought my equipment and started doing all the campus events and parties and house parties, until I was found by a legendary Florida artist named Beatmaster Clay D, who wanted me to come be a DJ at his new club he was opening.
Gotcha.
And then so I went from DJing at his new club to going on the road, being his road DJ, to being his road manager, to eventually becoming his manager. And that's when my management journey began.
Just like that. Mm-hmm. And you went to FAMU.
Florida A&M.
So was this a coach, because you've been, Michigan, and Ohio, kind of seeing both sides of the spectrum. Coming down to FAMU, it's very diverse at this time, correct?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in Ohio, it was probably 50-50.
Gotcha. So
when I came to FAMU, it was probably 95-5, if that.
Gotcha. The parties you were DJing early on, were very diverse crowd?
Well, I was DJing in the house making mixtapes, so I wasn't even DJing parties when I was in high school or junior high.
This is when you went to college?
When I went to college, when I started actually getting outside DJing.
What was your major?
Business administration.
Come on, makes sense.
I was in the 5-year MBA program with FAM.
That's what's up. And this, of course, that's my degree as well. That helped with your business savvy relationship, your network at FAMU. That goes a long way.
Man, there's so many powerful people.
Absolutely.
That went to FAM, that I've met at FAM, that are killing the game. Like, I got my record pool. One of the people that was in my record pool, a lot of people don't even know he was a DJ, is Will Packer.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a DJ at FAMU's radio station, so he used to always get his music from me.
Wow. That is...
And he shot his first film, Chocolate City, at FAMU.
Wow, that's crazy. Wow. So you're seeing that growth early on.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. That's dope. Let's talk about Club Hollywood. This is where you actually got your start on the main stage as a DJ.
Yes.
How did that, I saw one story you were saying, like, from the small room to the big room. Like,
now that was the moon. That wasn't me DJing.
Gotcha.
That was the TJ's DJs when I started that.
Gotcha. So, but Club Hollywood is the first where you got your start.
As far as DJing in the club environment.
How did you feel, emceeing a crowd?
Well, emceeing, I've always been shy. I'm still shy.
Gotcha.
But I wouldn't talk on the mic.
You just
so I would never talk on, like, if somebody lost their keys or lost something, or if the cops were towing your car, I wasn't gonna say that shit on the mic. I'd pass it off to somebody else because I did not want to talk.
Why is that? What was it?
Because I was always shy, but just wanting to do what I do in business, I had to learn how to actually talk to people and be. I'm still not outgoing, to be honest, but at least approach people and learn how to network. That's and and it got to a point where I remember I used to always have my artists with me, and I was always, back then, we didn't have cell phones.
Right, absolutely.
And so we actually carried phone books. I usually have this little man, they called it a little man purse, with a big ass phone book in it. That's all I carried, my wallet and my phone book.
Wow.
And I would always take my phone book out and get people's name and numbers.
Right, gotcha.
And my artists would just always be like, matter of fact, I had an artist named Total Chaos. Chaos would be like, man, why you goddamn keep getting all these people's numbers? They don't want to talk to you. But that was the start of me building my whole network, which is my net worth.
Wow, come on, bro. That's right. Absolutely. So that part of you wasn't shy as far as being approached and just on the main stage in front of.
But I had to do that then. I had to come out if I wanted to be successful, because being a successful manager has a whole lot to do with your network and your relationships.
That's a fact. If you could go back and give your 18-year-old self some type of advice, what would you tell him?
Stop trying to be so cool.
Wow.
I remember I would be in all these different situations around so many famous people, but I was too cool to take pictures.
Gotcha. I know someone like that as well. Doesn't seize the moments, but yeah, just like, and then you realize life passes you by. Like, wow, but then all you have is the memory. Oh yeah, I was right here with.
Yeah, like I remember one time I was at Freaknik in Atlanta, and right in the hotel lobby, Eddie Griffin was staying in the hotel. This was when he was just getting started. Wow. This was Tupac was staying in the hotel. I mean, I walked in, Eddie Griffin was cracking jokes with my man's dancers, because we performed. We had a show in Piedmont Park at Freaknik. Wow. And so his dancers, they were from Miami, and they always wore colorful outfits. Gotcha. So Eddie Griffin was cracking on, talking about, look at these Skittles running across the street. Wow. And the next thing I know, I left him, and Tupac was standing there with a big crowd around him. But I was too cool to get a picture with Pac. Wow. And so I was too cool to get a picture with Biggie. Wow. I mean, it's like so many that you look back on, and these people become icons, and they're legendary, and you was right there with them, but you didn't seize the moment. Wow. So I respect. That's what I wish I would have done different. And so now I seize it sometimes.
Respect. That's real. TJ Chapman, have you always known you was born for music entertainment? Mm-hmm. Respect. TJ's DJ started in '94.
Yes.
What sparked this?
Well, I was a DJ, of course, like we just discussed, and I was in a record pool. And I was just like, okay, as a DJ, you get in record pools to get music on vinyl that you can't purchase in the stores. Gotcha. And so you pay a monthly fee to get shipments every 2 weeks of all the newest vinyl. Gotcha. And there was nothing in between. I got mine from Miami, but there was nothing between Miami and Atlanta. And so I was like, man, you know what? I should start a record pool. Wow. And I found this pool that was in Quincy, Florida. Gotcha. It was going out of business. So I just took over what he was doing. I took his DJs and I just started TJ's DJs.
That's dope. That's dope. And on your wing, how many was it to start with?
I mean, when I started, I might have had 5.
Gotcha.
But then I grew. At one point, I had like 125.
Wow. Were they the first 5? Were they around Florida or in Georgia?
They were around my area, Tallahassee, Quincy.
Gotcha. So you said it grew up to around. You said 125.
125 DJs paying me $100 a month to get records, and then I started my website, and I was way early on the website game, and I had DJ forums on my website, and my forums grew to like 60,000 plus.
Wow.
And I was servicing thousands and thousands and thousands of DJs worldwide. Like, everybody was getting their music from me. So that's how I built my pipeline, and that's how I was able to break so much music over the years.
And from here, and might be moving ahead, but this is how the Ozone Awards, things like this start because of your network.
Well, the Ozone Awards started because of my event, my TJ's DJs, Tastemakers Only.
Gotcha.
I had to start that. To be honest, people always ask me, how did you start that, or why did you start doing the record pool meetings or your conference? And I'm just like, listen, I was part of a record pool coalition, and they kept saying, TJ, you need to have these record pool meetings. But I kept bucking the system.
Gotcha.
To the point came where they was like, hey, look, this is your last chance. Now, either you're going to do this or we're going to kick you out the coalition. And so I was like, well, damn, okay, I'll do it.
Gotcha.
So I did it. It was a little small part of the Moon called the Silver Moon Lounge. The Moon's the big club in Tallahassee.
Right.
And so I did it in the side lounge called the Silver Moon Lounge. First time we did it had like 25 people. And it was pretty cool. I was like, well, you know what? I didn't want to do it, but I like this.
Right, got something going.
And I think we need this. So then I did it again. I would do it quarterly, 4 times a year. And so then I did it again. I had 50. Then I did it again, 100. And it just kept growing. It was like, and people coming from all over the place. Until one day, my dog, DJ Ace, he was a manager at the Moon. He came to me and was like, hey, TJ, we can't let you do your TJ's DJs in the Silver Moon Lounge anymore. And I'm just like, well, damn, bro, like, this shit good. Like, I mean, why? What's the problem? He said, man, you can't do it in here no more. I said, okay, but what's the issue? He's like, man, it's getting too big. Wow, I was like, well, damn, man. He was like, next time we do it, we're going to move you to the big room.
Gotcha.
And the Moon holds like 2,000 people.
Wow.
And so that shit is huge.
Right.
And I'm like, hell no, bro. I mean, fuck the big room. Let me stand here.
Right.
Yeah, like, this is good. Let me stand here. Right. He's like, nope, you got to move to the big room.
Wow, bro.
So next time I did it, we were in the big room. And I'm just in there just like looking around, and this shit huge.
Right.
And the shit was empty. And I'm steadily in my head like, man, I told him that I didn't want to do this big room. I don't see why the hell he made me goddamn move to this big room.
Gotcha.
And before I knew it, that bitch just packed out.
Wow.
And we was like, oh my fucking God.
Bro, like that.
Like, damn.
Sometimes you don't realize, like, just speaking on comfort, speaking on, being in your own head sometimes. Others may see certain things you may not see. Like, man, but that is crazy. But that level, just hearing you say from 5 to 25 to 50 to 100 all the way up, like just seeing like consistency, what that does. Why is that so important in your journey? Like just being consistent.
I mean, I'm slow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to speed and do stuff. Gotcha. If I'm risking anything, I'm just going to be a calculated risk that I take a long time to think about and plan for. So I never expected that.
Gotcha.
And I never advertised. It ain't like I advertised events.
It's word of mouth.
Yeah, like all the people that I had on my panels, or all the artists that came to perform, whether you're talking about T.I. or Rick Ross or Pitbull or Yo Gotti, or I remember one day I was on stage talking on the mic, and then and I see somebody walking out on the stage on the left side of the stage. And I was like looking, and it was Left Eye.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was just, it was chilling.
Wow.
Which one passed?
Left Eye.
Left Eye, so it was chilling.
Chilling, yes.
And I was just like, oh my God.
Wow.
Like, I was
like
I was a TLC fan, like a mega fan.
This is Waterfalls. This is
and she just walked out on stage. Nobody told me or nothing. It was just like, well, damn.
What the fuck is
like,
going
what the
on,
hell?
Bro? What does that do for you at this moment? Like knowing what you built has come to that.
I mean, that was everything, bro. There was so many firsts on my stage, whether it be first time T-Pain ever performed on Sprung.
Wow.
Was on my stage. First time Gucci Man performed So Icy.
Wow, bro.
He didn't even know his second verse. He had to rap the first verse 2 times. Because that's the first time he ever performed it, and he ain't know all the words.
Wow, bro. What is that, like, what does that do? You know, like, okay, now I'm paralleling this, what you're saying, like, you know, Carpe Diem, season a day. Like, at this time, you said, you know, I didn't take pictures at certain times because not saying they weren't where they were, but did you, at this time, as you're moving ahead, does that start to come into fruition? Like,
I had photographers, I had videographers,
gotcha.
so all them shits, it was pictures. And then my friend Julia Beverly, she owned Ozone magazine. And so she would always come to my events because I had all the artists there, I had all the labels. So she would get all kind of business, get all kind of pictures and contacts. Gotcha. And then eventually she came to me and was like, hey, what you think about us doing an award show and conference?
That's dope.
And I was like, well, damn, that sounds kind of dope.
Right.
And she said, yeah, it'll be all Southern hip-hop based, focused on Southern hip-hop. I was like, hell yeah. So she and I formed a company. Her name was Julia Beverly. They called her JB.
That's what's up.
So we formed a company, TJB Entertainment.
Gotcha.
And we put on the Ozone Awards.
Wow.
And that shit was huge.
You've had some legendary acts at the Ozone Awards. You know, how do you pick who gets to come on these awards? You know, like who gets to perform, who gets to be the face, you know?
I mean, it was about who was hot. So, I mean, 06, when we first did it, I mean, shit, we had Jeezy, we had Khaled, we had
That's
Wayne.
What I'm saying, bro. Like,
I mean, we had everybody you can think of. T-Pain. We had everybody you can think of. And that was that year was the year that Bun B and Pimp C made their famous reunited performance because Pimp had been locked up.
Yes.
So this was their first performance together after Pimp got out of jail.
Wow.
It was a world's first really witness of Plaques. He performed at the award show. He came in from the back. He wasn't even in the award show till it was time to perform. And he came in through the back with no shirt on, with his gold chains, and some big ass security guards. And everybody's like, okay, well, who's this little nigga with no shirt on?
Right.
And then he did his thing, and you know, Plaques was always hot in Florida. But the rest of the world,
the Southeast still trying to understand.
And so that right there put him on in a huge way.
You made a statement. You said, making it in your own city is the hardest because they all know you. You know, just hearing you say from Khaled to Plies, T-Pain, yourself, you know, Georgia, we have this, you know, you all bond and actually come together as well. Why is it so hard to make it in your city just from your own, you know, like you said, because they all know you. They know you as Little Timmy from.
When you got down, you used to pick your nose and have the snotty ass face.
Real. But so you sometimes, you know, like how you said, you know, you saw this gap between Florida and Georgia merging right in between, like almost like man, you know, I see something here that most people might not see, but just seeing that gap, do you think that helped further your career as well as your network? Just seeing that, even as Khaled has done, even as, you know, but you saw something early on, and
then it allowed us to kind of become the gateway to Florida.
Real.
Or the gateway to the South. Because at one time, if you wanted the South, you had to fuck with TJ's DJs.
Wow. This, you know, and you hosted this, you know, the Ozone. I saw the footage. You know, Khaled still is, you know, still Khaled even then, same vocals, everything, as a DJ as well. How did y'all play any kind of unison? How did that go? You know, him being from Dade, yourself from Tallahassee, that merger. Did y'all do a lot of things inside the network in Florida as well?
No, we didn't. We just when it came to the award show.
Gotcha.
Whether it be them performing at the award show and even the 07 award show, we partnered with Khaled and his business partner, Joey Buttafuoco, and we threw a lot of the parties.
Gotcha.
Partnered with them when the parties we threw. We were like having two events a night, say on South Beach. We threw Plaques album release party down there. A lot of big stuff. But they helped us secure the venues and everything. So it just made it all seamless.
Around this time, Tallahassee Pain, T-Pain, was emerging. You and his father have history. You you said he was bringing records to you.
Yeah,
just to hear, because
Shaheed.
You were the, not even saying the gatekeeper. Your name was your name. Like you. If it's hot, I know about it. Just hearing that, you said you heard I'm Sprung. You was like, this is different. How did you know, like all the music you hear, how did you know that was special?
And a hit when you hear it.
Wow.
I had an A&R person, his name was Joe Galdo, for Island Records.
I've heard of that name.
And he did a lot of stuff for Miami Sound Machine, producer. So I would always ask him, like, how do you know a hit? And he would always tell me, well, when I see God. Wow. And so I just was like, okay, does he hop out on your desk and start dancing or something? I didn't understand.
Right.
And it wasn't until later in life that I understood him seeing God wasn't actually him being for real seeing God. It was a figure of speech. A hit gives you a certain feeling inside and brings about certain emotions.
That's a fact.
And so when I hear a hit, I can tell a hit because it makes me feel a certain way.
Wow. T-Pain produced this as well.
Hey, let me interrupt you. Matter of fact, when we went up and he performed in front of the Jive,
right?
The first thing they, did when he said, okay, yeah, they want to do the deal, he went ahead and signed. First thing they went and did was take him, because the Jive office was in the BMG building.
Gotcha.
And so Jive was upstairs, BMG was downstairs. And the first thing that they did was go into the studio and try to re-record I'm Sprung.
Wow.
And no matter how much they did with the big expensive ass equipment, they could never get the same sound. So the I'm Sprung version that they used ended up being the one that he recorded in his bedroom in Tallahassee.
He recently showed a mock-up.
Oh, okay.
The picture of what he used. This maybe I will say about a year ago, 2 years ago. I forwarded that to so many people, just saying like, it's talent, drive. It will come regardless.
It
is just and he doesn't get enough credit as a producer as well, but just to know that he's like, it is, like literally clap, boop, like just did that on his own and made it there. That is godlike. You know what I mean? Like that is.
He ain't have no high-end studio, just a bedroom. They lived off Ridge Road. Ridge Road is a, lower income area in Tallahassee. And he did that shit right in his room.
Wow.
I remember sometimes, like, he lived at home with his parents. And sometimes, every now and then the electric would get cut off.
Gotcha.
And so I remember my business partner, Total Chaos, would let Payne come over and work in our recording studio so he could make beats, so he could sell beats to get money to get the lights turned back on.
Wow. You mentioned also, I'm Sprung, just like any baby hit, it has to reach the masses. It was boiling in Florida.
Well, Tallahassee.
And you took your network and kind of helped push it to where it needs to be because you believed in that hit.
I take it everywhere with me.
Wow.
I pressed up the CDs because they didn't have the funds to press up CDs, so I pressed up all the CDs.
Wow.
I would give them out. All the original CDs got my name and phone number on them. It said Teddy Pendergrass Down. It didn't even say T-Pain. It said Teddy Pendergrass Down.
Wow.
My TJ Chapman, 850, my phone number.
Wow. And at this time.
Matter of fact, this phone number.
Wow. That's classic, bro. That's classic. He was with a group as well.
Nappy
Heads. And I saw, like kind of like a biography, they kind of showed how they kind of slowly, dismembered, T-Pain's dad being, his manager as well. But just seeing that firsthand, like seeing where it can go, you actually kind of help him land the deal. Mm-hmm. And this is with
Jive Records. I gave the music to Memphis Hits, who signed him.
Wow.
And I rented the car. I paid for the rental that we took down to Miami, where I ran into him at.
Wow. And currently, is there still a relationship? Y'all still talk?
We cool.
Gotcha.
We cool.
About 30 seconds of your time. I really appreciate your support. With every interview, my aim is to bring integrity and fun back to the culture. And I can't do it without you. If you're enjoying this episode, please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. I appreciate you. Back to the interview. I actually, just to see how this story pans out, how things go aligned, things like that, man. It's amazing how far things go. And but people don't really see the back story behind everything. Cause it's always, the minions that actually are putting together plays behind the scenes, and even part of this podcast is exploring that side too. Because it doesn't get enough credit or shine. Not saying everybody is requesting it, but it's a lot of things that go behind the scenes that make things where they are. Yeah. For sure.
And there's a lot of people that don't get credit.
Absolutely.
The credit they deserve.
That's right. True. And you actually, from here, are we going, this is 2006. B.o.B comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
This is, you actually find, literally in Atlanta, Club Crucial.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you, who's this guy?
I wasn't even looking at the talent.
Wow.
My boy DJ Funky, he's co-owner of Coalition DJs in Atlanta. Well, they have branches all over the country now. They've grown. They're huge. But Funky called me one day bitching. Like, hey, man, you don't fuck with me. Yeah. And I'm just like, gotcha. I'm like, what you mean? I'm like, you don't hang out? You don't come hang out with me? Nothing? I'm like, where you at tonight, Funky? I'll come through. He's like, well, I'm at Crucial. I'll be there at this time. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't ask. I didn't go there for none of that. I went there to fuck with Funky. And I wasn't even paying attention to the performances all night. I was just in the VIP talking to the DJs, radio
networking.
People.
That's right.
Getting my drink on. And then next thing I knew, this dude was performing. He caught my attention. First person that caught my attention the whole night. Wow. Well, the only person that caught my attention the whole night. And so then I'm watching him. The next thing I know, I'm rapping along with him with his song like I knew it and I never heard it before. Wow. And then the next thing I know, I'm waving my hand in the air side to side. And so then I'm looking at myself like, man, what you doing, dog?
Real.
Because you don't do this. But he had it. And all I kept seeing, all that kept going on in my head while he was on stage was, that's your makeup for T-Pain.
Wow.
That's your makeup for T-Pain. And that's all that kept going on in my head. So when he got done, I walked up to him, asked him his name.
Wow.
Asked him if he had a manager. He was like, yeah, that's him over there. He introduced me to his manager. I told him I really like him and I wanted to be part of his team. They said, cool. So then a week and a half later, that date I seen him was August 14, 2006.
Gotcha.
A week and a half later, from August 14, 2006, we was taking deal meetings. Started taking deal meetings. The first one was with Atlantic.
Wow.
We had other, meetings and stuff. But October 3rd, 2006, the deal was signed with Atlantic.
Wow.
So a month and a half after I first seen him on that stage, the deal was done.
Wow. Taking it there. What about him made you believe that was his crowd control? Was it the different look? Was it this?
He was original. He was an original sound, his stage performance, everything. It was just like I seen a star.
Wow. Your network being able to link him with these major labels to even have 30 minutes, hour and a half of their time for these meetings. That doesn't get enough credit, to even be able to, this is the network I built. These execs, to telling you, I got something, I got somebody.
But it helps also that I found a kid named T-Pain and he was blowing the fuck up. So
they are looking,
of course. And then I had the Ozone Awards, and I had all the media, all the press. I had all this stuff. So yeah, they was gonna listen to me,
real,
because I already found a superstar.
Wow.
So they're gonna check me out.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying, whether or not they sign it or like it is a whole nother story. But they at least gonna listen.
You mentioned, you know, in the new age right now, what you look for, and I want to get into So Candy and Trap Beckham too. But you said also what you look for these days, along with who they are, is also their content which is important. Like not being stuck in our ways, getting in the new now, because that's what it is, just what it is. Why is that so important in the journey? You know, for artists to be able to even land in your presence.
It's all about. I'm about the content, but even more importantly, I'm about work ethic.
Gotcha.
And you have to have some kind of work ethic to stay on top of the content.
That's a fact.
And so it's like, as an independent artist, you have limited budgets to be able to pay for things to be seen and be heard.
Right.
I mean, if nobody knows you exist, how can they like your music?
Wow.
So that's what the content is for, and that's what social media is. It's the top way for people to discover new music is on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whether you're on YouTube, whatever. And if you take the time to build up your platforms, then you have a free way to advertise whatever the hell you want.
Gotcha.
And so that's why it's so important to stay on top of content and have some kind of consistency so people can know you exist, so people can discover you. So people can get used to hearing your song and realize they know it and might not even like it.
Gotcha. Everybody can't have 3 posts like Kendrick Lamar and exist in the world.
and then the artists always get mad at me because now in 2024 with social media being what it is, you have to make content. Absolutely. And so I'm constantly preaching to artists because artists are always like, oh man, I just want to make music. I don't want to make content. I'm no content creator. I'm an artist.
Gotcha.
Well, you know what? If you want to be an artist in 2024, your job is creating content.
Real.
Period. Or else you're not gonna make it. Wow. I mean, it don't matter who you are. It don't matter if somebody comes and sees you and signs you to Universal. You know, they're gonna have to do content. And if you feel like you're too cool to do content, you know what? You're gonna get dropped, no matter how dope you are.
Wow. B.o.B, you know, at this time, how does that land under like the Grand Hustle umbrella as well? How does that even?
Well, B.o.B, okay. Originally, he was signed through a mega producer by the name of Jim Johnson.
Gotcha.
And Jim had the label deal with Atlantic.
Gotcha.
So that's how the Atlantic situation came about. Grand Hustle was trying to sign Bob at that time.
Right.
It's all at the same time.
Gotcha, I see.
But Grand Hustle was slow on the paperwork.
Gotcha.
So we ended up doing the deal with Jim and through Atlantic.
I see.
But we were having issues because Bob was different. He was in Atlanta. He didn't have a clique.
Gotcha.
We had issues in the building. Them wanting Bob to be a certain sound, type of artist. Bob didn't want to be that, so he was always bucking. We was always bucking the system. And ultimately, we did the Grand Hustle situation. We brought them in to play chess.
Gotcha.
So that helped us trump the politics in the building.
I see.
Because they were trying to shelf Bob.
Wow.
Because he wouldn't do what they wanted him to do. He wouldn't be the artist they wanted him to be.
This was post his
signing. This was in 06, 07.
This was his breakthrough hit. I'm just want to make sure I say it right.
Well, Nothing on You didn't come out till 2010. We were signed for 4 years before that.
Memories back then, T.I., Kendrick Lamar, B.o.B. This was prior to.
That was after.
Gotcha. That was an amazing song. But gotcha. That makes sense. That makes sense now.
Matter of fact, we was in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, when Bob needed to do his verse for that song, and we had number one, we had to find a studio. That was hard as hell. Wow. Then that buildings and shit don't have addresses on them over there, so even after we found the studio, we couldn't find where it was.
Gotcha.
And then the people in the studio didn't speak English, so we had to have a translator, find a translator that could translate so he could even record the song.
That is crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, did y'all hear that? That's dope. That's a backstory we'll never know. That's dope.
As a matter of fact,
dope.
That show he did in Kuala Lumpur, he crowd surfed. And they said that was the first time anybody ever crowd surfed in Kuala Lumpur.
Wow. That is, man, like you're a part of a lot of history. Like, what currently drives you? What keeps you driven?
I like helping people. I like seeing people succeed.
Who's there for you as you're there for others?
Good question. I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of people that would be there for me. I'm not necessarily a person that asks for anything, so but people, because I've done so much, people are always trying to do stuff for me, so I don't have to ask.
I see. Gotcha.
It's like they're always thanking me for stuff that I did for them that helped them in their life or their career that I might not even know.
Real.
And so it's like so many people, wherever I go, they always want to give back. They always want to do something. So it's like a lot of times I'm by myself. I move by myself because it's easier like that. But then even though I'm by myself, I'm never by myself because I got people wherever I go.
Real. Respect. So Candy, Trap Beckham, new generation. How has this journey been? Trap Beckham, hit maker, extraordinary producer. So Candy, getting the opportunity to work with legends in real time, working her way up. Actually, rest in peace to Fat Man Scoop, man, like legendary song, legendary artist, legendary hype man. Just to have these angles of dope all around you. How has this journey been with the new school?
Well, as far as Trap, and go back to B.o.B, I've been his manager 18 years now. For Trap, I've been his manager 8 years now.
Gotcha.
And even how that situation started, he had got signed to Def Jam. I didn't have anything to do with the Def Jam situation.
Okay.
But they searched me out because they were unhappy with how things were going at Def Jam, and Def Jam was burning the Birthday Bitch song out, and they didn't know how to work it, set it up properly because it's a Southern record.
Gotcha.
So the owner of Trap's label sought me out, had a meeting with me, asked me to come in on management, to manage Trap, and also to come in and help straighten Def Jam out.
Gotcha.
And then I had a friend at Def Jam also that wanted me to be part of it to show them how to work that type of record.
Gotcha.
And so I came in, immediately started laying the foundation because I felt like they were working it like a East Coast mainstream record when this is a Southern club record.
And this is where the Florida comes in, where they're seeking you out. Mm-hmm. And at this time, did you have a lot of, you're saying Def Jam, but you have some ties with Atlantic. Did that relationship wise, nothing was?
I had ties with a whole bunch of people, but
right. Okay, so it wasn't really it wasn't a bad shift. It was literally
it wasn't anything.
Gotcha.
I'm a free agent.
Real. That's what I'm trying to make sure.
I can work with all labels. K-Cam was on Interscope.
Gotcha. Didn't know that. Okay. Gotcha. So you really, so from here, you come in as management, you with Def Jam, Florida boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all have that already. So how is that relationship? How's everything going with that? How did that start?
Well, it started out crazy because I had to come in and tell them, like, all these records, like, and I'm jumping forward, but like a lot of the issues with music today, I feel, because it's so short-lived. You might have a hot song for a month, and then it's gone. But I feel like a lot of that comes from lack of laying down a foundation on a record, on a song.
Right.
And when you lay down this foundation properly and have a slower build, these records have a longer lifespan. They become timeless.
That's true.
Like say, Birthday Bitch is 8 years old, and it hasn't peaked. It just keeps getting bigger.
Going. It's a forever song. Let's talk about this presidential Barack Obama. So, come to find out, the research, Trap Beckham's hit song, Birthday Bitch, is one of President Obama's favorite songs. That is dope. How dope is that? Like, so this backstory, You said roughly 2 or 3 times you actually called for this song, for this.
Yeah, somebody from his office, one of his people from his office called and was like, hey, yeah, we want you to come perform at Obama's 60th birthday.
Wow.
And I'm just like, I know this ain't real.
Right, sorry.
I mean, I didn't believe
Right.
I didn't believe that it was true, you know, and
Wow.
and then she said, well, okay, if you guys are interested, let me try to work this out, and then I'm gonna call you back. So it took a minute. It took maybe a couple months. And then she called back and was like, yeah, we're ready to go ahead and play and everything.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh my God. And it was Obama's 60th birthday in Martha's Vineyard. I had never been to Martha's Vineyard, at his house. And
wow. What is that? Okay, just for the viewers, because what kind of clearance? What kind of, what kind of full cavities? What is this all entail to even lay foot in this man's home? What kind of security? What type of, were you nervous?
And I was nervous as shit.
What is that? What are you feeling? What is Trap feeling? What is that? The whole team. What are y'all like? This shit real? Like
we couldn't believe. I mean, like at first, I couldn't. His house is out a little ways, and it's in the woods and stuff.
Wow.
So it's like I had the address, but we couldn't find it. You know, and so we going all down wrong roads, pulling up at wrong people's houses, and eventually we found it. But even as you got close, you know, they had the Secret Service men out there with the dogs and this and that, blocking the road so you couldn't just drive through. They had to come search you. They had to search the car underneath the car for bombs. They had the dogs smelling the car. And yeah, like the shit was crazy. And then once we pulled up on his house, everybody was going in the front door. And I didn't realize, but they were taking everybody's phones and putting them in these little bags, so you got to keep your phone, but you didn't have access to it.
Gotcha, makes sense.
Because there was no cameras allowed.
Gotcha.
So there was no cameras anywhere. But because we performed, we didn't go through the front. We went around the side.
Oh.
So shit, I got to keep my phone.
Wow.
So, and then they made us go in a tent backstage because this was a surprise for Obama. He didn't know we were there.
Oh, wow.
So we had to stay in this little 10 by 10 tent for me and Trap until we were allowed to come out on stage. But we had to show up early before he came out, so he didn't see us coming in.
Gotcha.
So we got there 5 hours early.
As right, sounds
and
about
so we
right.
had to sit in that goddamn tent for 5 hours. That little tent, you know. So, but then they, you know, they gave us some weed. So we had weed, and they
gave you
the weed was sitting on my table in the dressing room. I mean, it looked like some immature homegrown. That shit was a lot of sticks and stems, but I appreciated the gesture.
Wow.
So we were just doing shit, trying to occupy ourselves for the 5 hours.
Right.
So shit, I'm on my Instagram, on my stories, we doing dumb shit. Trap goddamn drinking Hennessy mixed with damn Tito's vodka, and you know, we just doing whatever. We back there smoking and this and that. But once again, I didn't realize that nobody had their phones. And so the only thing people could find online was my goddamn shit.
Integrity.
So I'm talking about
I saw it.
Every news outlet in the world.
I saw it, bro. I saw the
went and grabbed my shit.
I think it was the New York Times. I seen
New York
it.
Post.
New York Post.
I was walking through when we left Martha's Vineyard, we had to fly from there to Boston, and fly from Boston to Atlanta.
Gotcha.
So I'm getting off the airplane in Boston, walking to the airport. Dude walked up to me, yeah. So you enjoyed the party last night? I'm like, yeah. Wow, were you there? He was like, nah. I was like, well, how you know? He's like, because you're on the front page of the New York Post.
Bro.
I'm like, come on, man.
Wow.
Nah, you can go to the store right there and get it. So I went to the little store in the airport, grabbed the New York Post. What? There's a picture of me with a goddamn little Icarus head with a blunt in my mouth.
Stop playing.
Like I ain't never did nothing in my life. Now, mind you, this is my third event for Obama.
Gotcha. Okay,
I did 2 with Bob. One at the White House, one at House of Blues in Hollywood, California.
Wow.
So this was my third event. But they went in on me like I had never done nothing. They took all my videos, and I just clowned for my fans, you know.
Right.
And so, but the way they took all my stories and was making one long video, and I just looked like I was ignorant as hell. Were you able to keep that, or like someone? They had me delete all the shit off my phone.
Wow.
They told me I couldn't talk to any press, I couldn't do any interviews, And
it was like really serious.
And Trap had to delete all his shit. I mean, they deleted Trap shit themselves.
Gotcha. What?
But yeah, so I mean, the whole thing was crazy. I doubt I ever get to do an Obama event again. But
gotcha.
I had a damn good time.
We had three times a jar. That's real, bro. That's real.
You know, and I ain't gonna put Trap out there, but I was trying to find him. You know, I'm just walking around the party just smoking. And I was trying to find Trap.
It's inside his house.
Well, this was outside.
Okay,
it was like this was like $1 million production part. Like I ain't never been in nothing like this. I'm talking about Oprah, Steven Spielberg, Jay-Z and Beyonce, Dwayne Wade. I mean everybody, Al Sharpton. I mean nothing but big wigs. I ain't never been around that much money in my life. But when I called Trap, he's like, "Yeah, I'm in the tent in the back." So I walk up on Trap. Next thing I know, Trap in the back smoking goddamn with Obama daughters. Ain't nobody had weed but us.
Wow, bro.
And Roots. I think Roots had weed too, but they wasn't out there like us smoking.
What is guy from, Panama City, Panama, Northwest to Florida to Martha's Vineyard. How do you feel in these moments? Just as
I felt accomplished because I was someplace that even some of the most special people couldn't get. The news was talking about so many people that were getting denied being able to come to Obama's party and how super exclusive it was. And me being there was pretty cool. I mean, and I'm a simple man and I've done a lot in life.
Right.
But I tell you, one of my highlights was goddamn smoking weed at Obama House.
Dope, bro. That is dope.
It's dope to some people.
How many people can even just even that drive up, just seeing, bro, that's history, that's different, that's not even something to fly by, one black president thus far, at his home, another black man, Trap, another black man, our talents, our mindset, our wherewithal, everything brought us together as one place. That is not to be looked at lightly, man. And that is just hats off, man. That's is levels. And you are very humble in who you are, but yeah, bro, just to know, it can get there is very inspiring, bro.
Well, appreciate that, but they made me look bad as hell.
They really did.
So it depends on who you're talking about. What kind of response I got. So if you're talking about the black dudes from the street, TJ, you the man, you legendary. Ain't nobody smoked at Obama House.
Gotcha.
But then you have the Obama lovers with oh man, how you gonna do that? You're exposing Obama. It's gonna mess up his reputation. And that. And I'm just like, okay, well, why y'all tripping? Number one, it's legal in Massachusetts.
That's what I was about to say.
Number two, I didn't sneak it in. It was given to me. So what's the problem? But they made it such a big deal. I'm talking about I was on, it was either CNN or MSNBC, and they had a picture on the screen. And so it was Steven Spielberg, it was like 4 pics on the screen all put together. And so it was Steven Spielberg, Oprah Winfrey, I forget who was the third person, and then they had me fourth with the goddamn blunt in my mouth. Looking ignorant as shit.
Stop. What? Wow. So, but now I'm thinking about it. So it did have a lot of pushback that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Will Packer called me like,
wow. Hey
man, I remember when what number president was Obama? Like 62 or 6?
Obama?
Yeah,
44.
44. Hey, and so that's what they called him. They don't call him Obama.
Gotcha.
They call him 44.
Gotcha.
So yeah, man, I remember when 44 had us at the White House and we were sitting there drinking Hennessy and doing this and that. Ain't none of us post no videos, no pictures on the internet. I mean, what you doing is disrespectful. Da. And it's like, okay, bro, but if I didn't do that, I didn't mean to do it.
Right,
but
right.
if I didn't do it, would nobody have known that my artist was even there?
Wow.
And so I did what I had to do.
Dude, gotcha.
You know,
Damn.
my artist ain't never had a viral moment like that in his life. And won't again.
He said, no, but that's wow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that part of the story. It had pushback like that. I thought it was like, so it was on a serious level. Like some people was really, damn.
I was trying to stay low for a minute.
Gotcha.
Because I ain't like, you know, I like the cool feedback, but then I ain't like the other feedback.
I gotcha.
And even my own family was mad at me. My girl,
Really?
my daughter, talking about I look ignorant and, you know, why did I post the stuff when I knew they didn't want any cameras and this
Gotcha.
and that. And how did I know my story is going to get 10,000 views?
Gotcha. How did that, was
I'm
it,
like, oh my God.
was it something that was tagged, like a hashtag? Or
Nothing. I don't know how.
Folks just pick up on it like that quick.
Yeah, like they found my shit and my shit was everywhere.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't feel good.
I gotcha. I didn't know it was that part from there. Gotcha. So like that, this was what, circa, this is 20, what year was this?
What is 2024? It was during COVID. It's probably 2021 maybe.
Gotcha. Jeez, bro, let's switch topics, man. I didn't know it brought about that. Gotcha, but I understand. But there's 3 events though. You said with B.o.B as well, 2 events with him, one with Trap.
Yeah, uh-huh.
And what song was B.o.B performing at this time?
I mean, B.o.B did the whole show.
Gotcha. Wow.
I mean, Trap just performed Birthday, but he made a new version for Obama, called it Birthday Prayers.
Classic. That's
so
dope.
it just all new words to fit Obama.
That's dope.
And Obama was dancing on stage. Michelle was dancing on stage. While Trap was performing, HER, she was dancing on stage. And that video got out because Erykah Badu filmed it and posted it.
Oh, wow.
I never posted any of the videos of the people. I just posted videos of ourselves.
Right. Almost like a selfie type.
Yeah, like
gotcha.
it was just, or when I was walking around the party, the different stations, because the shit was amazing.
Wow.
I ain't never seen nothing like this ever. But I wasn't exposing people.
Just
I was just showing what I was seeing. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. Bro, that's crazy.
I still got videos from the party, but I ain't never posted none of that shit.
Gotcha. Wow, bro. Yeah, did Erykah Badu?
But she posted it.
Did she get any flack?
She got flack from it. She ended up having to take it down. Yeah, but I appreciate it because that put us out there around the world.
Bro, that's a fact. Wow. B.o.B, do you think he, did Nothing on You go, what is it by now? 4 times platinum? What is that thing?
I mean, Nothing on You was 3 times platinum.
Gracious.
I know I talked to the dude from Warner Brothers because Atlantic is under the Warner system, under the WIA system.
Gotcha.
I talked to a dude the other day because I'm trying to get new certifications.
Right.
And he said Nothing on You is 9 times platinum.
Wow.
Headbands is 5 times platinum.
Wow.
Airplanes is close to the diamond. I mean, Airplanes was at 6 million in 2013. Last time they did the certifications. So 11 years later, I mean, I don't know how many more millions is sold, but I mean, he gets tens of millions of streams every month.
Do you think he gets the proper? I don't either, bro.
I got so many hits, dog. I'm talking about the lawyer sent me a new sheet the other day, last year, matter of fact, about plaques. And on that sheet, it was 28 different plaques that I don't have.
Wow.
So me and Bob want to order new plaques, these different plaques that we never had. But we want to get the numbers updated because the last time numbers updated was like 2013.
Gotcha.
And these are hits, so
Absolutely.
they stream like crazy.
And feature films, everything like.
I mean, last week I just approved a license for Nothing on You for Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime for the 2024 season. Not too long ago, I approved license for NBC for the Olympics in Paris.
Wow.
Use. I mean, these songs get used like crazy.
Absolutely. Wow. How does that feel, man?
Awesome.
I love it. It's real, bro. Real. Let's talk Plat Minaj, man.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How did this take form? How did this start? How did you actually get into this field?
Well, I have a friend. His name is Yuta.
Gotcha.
And, I've known Yuta for a long time. He used to be my weed man.
Gotcha.
He kind of got messed up and had to go sit down and do some time.
Okay.
But when he got out, he was starting to make these healthy juices. He called hemp-laid tea.
Gotcha.
And they were pretty good. And they helped like a lot of different things. And I started drinking them. And he just kept getting bigger on the juices. And then he said he was going to open a restaurant, a vegan restaurant. I'm just like, okay, where you know how to cook from and this and that. Because I ain't never know you for none of that stuff.
Right.
But then he opened a restaurant. And I would go there and eat. And whatever he made me, I ate.
Right.
And it was just amazing. And I remember one day he had a 420 dinner. 7-course meal or some shit. Gotcha. He did, and I went there, and I mean everything was so amazing that it was just like, wow, man, I need to get in on this.
Gotcha.
And so I was I did put a little money into his restaurant in Tallahassee to help him out with some stuff, and I was going to invest in the restaurant, but then we decided, no, you know what, we should do a food truck.
Gotcha.
And so we have a vegan food truck based in Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Gotcha.
And, has amazing vegan cuisine.
That's dope.
And you also have the option to infuse your meals with THC if that's what you're into.
Wow. That's dope. That's dope. So how is this? Do you kind of stay within a radius, or like you said, it's how do y'all work out where you're actually parked? Is it at a very high?
Well, I don't have a permanent location. We've been having issues with a permanent location. I think we about to have one pretty soon.
Okay.
But so he travels different places. I mean, he has a schedule.
That's dope.
And so different days he's different places consistent.
That's dope.
And different times of days he'll move someplace else.
That's dope.
So he might be in a couple places in one day, depending on what time. But people are used to him being in these places and these spots.
Y'all plan on migrating, bringing something to the city, Atlanta?
He keeps asking about it, and I mean Atlanta's dope. But it's so much. It's like, I mean, I love Atlanta, and I'm a foodie, and I love eating.
Gotcha.
And so it's like, it seems like every week there's a new restaurant in Atlanta.
Gotcha.
And I'm talking about a lot of really dope ass high end spots.
Gotcha.
And so I'm working on something in Atlanta though right now.
Gotcha.
But it's not that.
In the food industry?
It'll have food.
Gotcha. Okay, dope. Okay, we're looking at a lounge then. What we doing?
Rooftop.
Come on, man. That's dope. That's dope. I'm there. I love a lounge, bro. I'm there for sure. That's dope. That's actually what brought about that. You just visionary. You see spots in the market. You're like, okay, I could do that.
Well, I got a partner with that, and it was an idea that he had, and I'm just like, yeah, let's do it.
Real. That's dope. That's dope. Man, the lounge, bro. Atlanta is. Lounge life in Atlanta is where it's at, for sure. The food is on point. You got the crowd, for sure. And being that you said you're a foodie, you know what good food is, for sure.
But, boy, that food in Atlanta, boy, that shit gonna be hard.
Real, gotcha.
Because, there's so many dope spots, man.
Real.
Constantly opening.
Real, bro. Real.
So, it's a little scary.
Gotcha.
But
you got to put that line out there, cast it, bro. See what it brings. That's real. In this world, man, who is your hero?
My hero is my mom.
Respect, bro. Respect. That's what's up, man. Definitely.
She always made a way, no matter what. Anything I ever wanted to do in life, she supported it.
That's what's up.
And I wouldn't be who I am today without her.
Respect, brother.
And that's how I am with my kids. Anything they trying to do,
that's right.
I'm trying to support it, so they can figure out they path in life.
That's right, man. How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
Gotcha. And actually, 2 boys, 2 girls, 1 boy?
I got 2 boys and a girl.
Gotcha. That's what's up, man. So what has fatherhood, how has that shaped your journey, entrepreneurship, this life? How do you see this life?
I mean, really, it helped shape my journey back when I was in college. My freshman year, I was kind of going down a bad road. You know, you in college, away from home, and you're experimenting and doing all kind of stuff, and I was kind of out there. And it took. I went home for Thanksgiving and actually connected with my ex-girlfriend from high school.
Gotcha.
And the next thing you know, she's pregnant.
Yep.
But when I found out she was pregnant, then it just changed my whole perspective on life, because it was like, okay, now I'm about to be a father, and I'm going to have somebody depending on me.
That's right.
You know, for their livelihood.
That's right.
And so that actually helped straighten me out.
Come on.
And bring me back on path and made me hungry, and you know, and I'm here where I am today.
Respect.
Because I was having a kid.
That's right, bro. Respect. Besides your kids, what's your proudest accomplishment thus far?
What's my proudest accomplishment? I mean, my proudest accomplishment is the TJ's DJ stuff. I mean, when I started and when I was doing it, the whole time, for me, it was a way that I paid the bills. You know, my head was so deep in it that I couldn't see what was going on.
Gotcha.
And it's like, I mean, I saw because I was there, but I never realized the impact that we've had on Southern hip hop until after.
Gotcha. It's like you were really submersed in your work, submersed in making the culture better, submersed in building that foundation.
And I'm part of Southern rap history.
Real. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. Respect. Let me ask you this, TJ. Music off.
Oh, and I'm sorry. And I was really proud that I got inducted into the Black Radio Hall of Fame last year.
That's what's up, man.
I always wanted my name to go down in history, and now I know that it will be someplace forever.
That's real. Let me ask you, while we on that, TJ Chapman, when it's all said and done, what will your legacy be?
I want to be known as one of the best to ever do it.
Respect, bro. Let me ask you, is it better to be loved or respected?
I mean, you can love somebody without respect, but I get love and respect, so I can't really answer that question because I like how it is.
Respect.
And they respect me, and you know, I get a lot of love.
That's real.
You know,
real, bro, real. Time or money? Which one means most to you?
Money.
Real. As you answer.
I don't never have time.
I love it.
But time does mean a lot to me because I don't like to waste time.
Gotcha.
But I'm trying to get to the money.
Real. Respect.
And I'm trying to optimize my time so I can get more money.
Respect. Let me ask you this, man. Is a question I ask everybody. Music off, driving down the highway. What's on your mind?
Just thinking. I mean, for the longest, nowadays I ride the music. But for the longest, I would just drive.
Same here.
Quiet.
Real. Same
and
here.
Just get in the zone and, think about everything.
Real.
Whether it be goals or stuff that I have to do or just all kind of stuff. But I would just always think.
Real.
I'm a thinker.
Same
and I'm
here.
always
Right.
thinking. And a lot of times people take it the wrong way. They might think, I'm stuck up or I'm conceited or any of that. Nah, I'm just off in my own world.
Absolutely. Real, bro, real. Let me ask you this, man. Fatherhood, entrepreneurship, management. everything you got going on, you making time for yourself?
Yeah, I always make time for myself.
Respect.
I didn't used to make time for myself, and I used to be stressed out. I used to, I remember one time I almost had a nervous breakdown. I was out to eat with the family and in a restaurant, crowded restaurant, and I just started crying.
Wow.
Uncontrollably. I couldn't stop it. I didn't know why I was crying. It was just happening. The shit was crazy. And I just said I'd never let myself get like that again. And so I stopped stressing. I stopped everything, and I make sure that I enjoy myself, make time for myself, and do the things that I want to do in life. Ain't nothing more important than that.
Come on, that's real. That's real. Like that. Yeah, I asked that question to everybody, because I know like entrepreneurship, artistry, go-getters, we tend to, just like you said, we're in the now, but we're thinking, like right now, you're thinking about everything that you got to do. Like your mind is constantly going. I know it is on that level, but I know it does make for a, you know what I mean? Like next move, best move type thing. And we barely slow down.
But I always say a lot of negative stuff surrounding COVID, but I tell you, one thing that I learned from COVID is how to relax. I never could relax. I felt like if I relaxed, I was being unproductive, so I would never relax. I had to go 24/7. And ever since COVID, it made me sit down and it taught me how to relax.
Real.
And take a break sometimes. And that's what I do.
Real. Bro, what do they call it? They said COVID, like the master reset, the great reset.
Hey.
Almost like sometimes we just have to like, whoa, like I'm allowed to do that? But yeah, that's real. Respect, bro. Let me ask you this, man. With the $100 million in your bank account tomorrow morning, what changes about you?
None.
Mm-mm. Same guy.
Same dude. How you know I ain't got $100 million in my bank account?
Respect, bro. What's that one, for your supporters, for your fans watching, what's that one piece of advice you want to give to them?
Cherish, every moment in life. Make sure you live life to the fullest and enjoy yourself.
Real. Respect.
And that's what it's all about. It's all about, take me, for instance, I travel all these places. I do all this work. I've been to 39 countries, offer some hip hop. But all these places I go, I make sure I get out. I make sure I see the sights. I make sure I eat the food, see the people. I make sure I have experience the culture.
That's right.
Because when I used to go to so many places during my younger years, I didn't do any of that stuff, and I never had the money to go back.
Gotcha.
And so now wherever I go, it's not on my dime. And I'm going to make sure I enjoy it.
Every bit of it. That's real.
Even if everybody else with me is in a hotel.
That's right. So
ordering room service
right.
or whatever. I'm getting out and walking the street. It don't even matter if they say it ain't safe, TJ. They told me not to go out or leave the compound in Mexico. It's Mexico City. Shit, man. I went out, had a good time. Walked the city, walked the streets. Shit, got by to come out. We hung out, but we wasn't even supposed to leave the compound.
Gotcha.
Because they was kidnapping people.
But you, like, first question of the interview, you're living.
Mm-hmm. Got to.
Living. Just like, man, like I'm not living in fear, I'm living.
I don't have nothing to worry about. I don't feel.
Respect. That's real, bro.
I don't worry about nothing.
Respect, man. TJ, for the artists, the up-and-coming artists watching this today, that are looking to land in the eyes, in the sight of a guy like you, what captivates you about an artist? I even heard an interview regarding So Candy. You actually stage presence. So, she's a star. What is it that you see in artists that you're like, okay, this is what I can work with? Like the B.o.B, like the Trap, like the K Camp. Like, what is that you see?
For me, I see a star. I love stage presence. I love your image, your brand. I love having a different sound and style with the music. Most of the people that I've had have had impactful careers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know, Bob got records gonna play forever. Trap got records gonna play forever. Even
That's
K
right.
Camp
That's
got
right. Absolutely.
records that'll play forever.
Absolutely.
You know,
Right.
and so I think all that stuff's pretty cool.
Respect. TJ Chapman, as tradition on the Integrity Response, if you can reach into that bowl, grab one fortune cookie, open it, read it to your supporters, just like that, brother. We out of here. I love when everybody goes to the bottom. I love that. I love that part. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Learn Chinese.
No, look.
Oh, my bad. I'm like, okay. A quiet evening with friends is the best tonic for a long day.
Respect. Love that. Love that. It's real. It's
I like
real.
friends.
That's real. Respect.
I like hanging out.
Love that. That's what's up, brother. Man, TJ Chapman, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate your time. Bro, we're going to have to do this again.
All
Definitely,
good, man.
Respect, man.
Appreciate you having me.
Appreciate you, bro. 2024, the Integrity Response, signing off. Salute.